Hi. So I'm going to deviate from entrepreneurship this morning. I've kind of had something come up that I would rather discuss instead, and it's what I think is a common world view of my God, and my God is Jehovah God. And so I see three different tiers of rules and discipline. The first tier for me is my kids. So I've told my kids their whole life, um, you know, share that toy or you're going to get a whipping. And then the second tier would be our government. And so our government says, don't murder because you're going to be put on death row. And then the third tier is God. And God says, obey my commands or you're going to go to hell. So in terms of my kids, when they were younger, and we told them do that or you're going to get a whipping, it was effective. It worked. But as they've gotten older, and several of them are bigger than me now, the threat of a whipping doesn't carry the same weight. And so in my household right now, I'm really struggling to maintain what I would consider effective control. Because just like a dog is willing to run through an electric fence, knowing that it's only going to zap him for a moment, and then he'll ultimately get what he wants, I feel like the kid's view is the same. And so what I'm pushing back on is what if we thought about it in reverse? Instead of thinking about the negative punishment as a result of our actions, what if instead we focused on the positive impact? And so here's what that would look like. So instead of telling my kids share or you're going to get a whipping, I should tell my kids share so that you can share the joy of playing that toy with that other person. Now, the threat of discipline still exists. We're not removing that threat of discipline. It's just we're taking it off of the podium and we're putting it in the back seat because the main reason for us doing good should not be to avoid discipline. And same with our government and laws. Like we shouldn't not murder for fear of being held accountable for murder. We should not murder because taking that person away from their friends and family is a negative impact that we shouldn't want to be a part of. And in terms of God, we shouldn't serve him out of a fear of hell. We should serve him because he has promised us that that will give us the best possible life on this earth and in the earth to come. And so, in recap, I'm making a commitment with my kids. It's going to be an experiment. I do it all the time, trying to figure out the best possible outcome here. Instead of telling my kids, don't miss the bus or you're going to get a whipping, I'm going to tell my kids, please don't miss the bus because there's going to be a huge negative impact on me because I'm going to have to stop what I'm doing to go chase the bus down to solve a problem that you made. And so my intention here is to remove the negative aspect of their unacceptable behavior and replace it with the positive aspect of their acceptable behavior. Because in my household today, my kids do not fear a whipping like they used to. They are very happily take that. They're willing to risk that temporary discomfort in an effort to get what they want to serve themselves. And I'm committed to finding a solution to that problem. And I think that focusing on the positive rather than the negative, a complete world view of consequence is an adequate decision to hopefully curve the situation. I will provide an update in a couple of weeks and let you know how it goes.